full name, please?
My full name is Adil Krishna Jyotirmal.
Nice to meet you. My name's Alice and I come from Scotland. I'll begin by asking you some questions about your home. Where do you live?
I live in Maldives, which is a small village just outside Kothamangalam, maybe a 10-minute walk from here.
Do you live in the centre of the village?
Yes, I suppose you could say that we live in the center of the village. We are surrounded by roads that could go to either part of the village in a number of minutes, so yes.
Good. How long have you lived there?
We lived there since 2012, so by now it's been 2 years since we moved.
Do you like the village?
Yes, I do like the village. It's a very quiet place. There's not many distractions or traffic or congestion, so it's a very tranquil place to live.
Would you like to live anywhere else in the future?
In the future, I would like to live in a more metropolitan area because I do believe that's more to my liking than a rural village.
Good. Do you live in a house or in an apartment?
I live in an apartment. It's in this big complex called Landmark Apartments. But I'd say it's more cozy, like a home, than a regular apartment.
Good. What is the best feature of your apartment?
Like I said, the best feature of my apartment would be the coziness of it all. When you live in it, you don't feel congested. You feel like you're in a more compressed version of a home.
Nice. Now let's move on to the topic of television. Do you enjoy watching television?
Yes, I do enjoy watching television. It's one of the many escapes, from my everyday boring life. So it's a very, very entertaining medium.
So when do you mainly watch television?
I usually watch television in the evenings or sometimes late nights when there are movies and TV shows on.
What are your favorite types of programs?
My favorite types of program are usually mysteries or thrillers, movies or TV shows that deal with drama, things like that.
Okay. Are you interested in watching the news?
I'm not a very big fan of following the news because sometimes here it's just looping the same thing over and over again. It's not very interesting to watch.
Okay. So what was the last interesting program that you watched?
The last interesting program that I watched was on Discovery Channel. It was a program about the functions of robots, in day-to-day life, and it was a very educational and entertaining program to watch.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Atul. Let's move on to a cue card topic.
Thank you.
Here is the question. Talk about a happy event during your schooling. What was the event? What happened? And how did you feel? I'd like you to speak on this topic for 2 minutes. Before that, you'll have 1 minute to prepare. And here's some paper and a pen for you to make some notes if you wish.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, Atul, could you please begin?
Yes, ma'am. Right, well, when I was in my grade 12, doing my grade 12 in Nations International in Kothamangalam, we attended an annual day celebration last year in January 2013. It was the last annual day of my school year, so it was a very memorable experience to us all. Like I said, it fell on January, and well, a lot of things happened. We had our farewell ceremony in which the principal and all the teachers bid us farewell since we would not be returning to the school anymore. Our juniors presented a lot of programs which included dramas, songs, skits, including some montage flashback footage of our days in the school. Other than that, there were a lot of speeches by the teachers. There were some honor dignitaries present, like the representative of our syllabus from London. Also, it was a very memorable experience in the beginning, but towards the end I got a little teary because I would not be returning to the school again, and well, it was a very, very saddening experience to know that this was probably the last actual cultural event that I'd be taking part in. But at the end of it all, I have to say that I left the school a little bit happy because everybody wished me good luck, everybody told me that they'd always remember me, that I'd always be a welcome member to the school, and all that made that event a very, very cherishable experience to me.
Good, thank you very much. Let's move on to discussion topics related to schooling. In your opinion, which is more important, a school's facilities or its teaching staff?
I think that the staff are a lot more important than the facilities offered by the school, because without the experienced teachers to teach the students how to use the facilities, the point of the facilities are rendered worthless.
Thank you. What do you believe are the qualities of an ideal teacher?
I think an ideal teacher should be understanding, so that she can, understand and gauge all the qualities of each individual student. I also think that she should be patient, so that she can help the slower students excel in their academic activities. I also think that she should be interesting, so as not to lull the class into sleep when she's teaching.
Good. What are the pros and cons of private education?
Well, the pros are that private institutions tend to be more facilities oriented and more research oriented as opposed to public institutions. It also goes to follow that the teachers of the private institution are liable to be more skilled and experienced than those in the public institution. On the other hand, a public institution is more likely to be costly when compared with a public institution, and there are chances for problems to arise in the public institution due to some sort of union laws or trade laws or some things like that.
Right. How has school education changed over the last 100 years?
Over the last 100 years, I guess you could say the classroom has shifted. A century ago, classes used to be taken outside in broad daylight in nature, but now it's taken inside closed rooms with air conditionings and smart classes. Not to mention, the facilities have obviously improved, so the students get a feel for subjects that they would usually not have learned until they reach college levels.
Right. What developments would you like to see in your country's schools in the future?
My country's schools, I would like to see the implementation of a syllabus that focuses more on research as opposed to just by-hearting all the subjects that they're being taught. That would be a huge improvement to the current system, and it also helps students be more competitive in this global market.
Thank you, Atul. That's the end of our test, and it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Same here.